everyone, it's Ben from Living Survival, and today we're going to look at the Garmin Fenix 3. So for the past few years, the watch that I've been wearing is the Suunto Core. This is the all-black military version. Fantastic watch, but I just picked up not too long ago the Garmin Fenix 3, which is pretty similar yet much different. The Suunto Core is a basic watch plus your ABC features, so altimeter, barometer, and compass. The Fenix 3 is all of that, plus it's a smartwatch, so it can get notifications, and it has the GPS, which sets it far apart from the Suunto Core. What I really like about the Fenix 3 is that GPS that's built in, so that you actually can map your hikes and your runs and your bike riding and all your activities. And the TracBack works great because it works via the GPS, so it's super accurate. It has all the other features like altimeter, barometer, compass, a great electronic compass, plus it can do so much more. So the Fenix 3 comes in 3 different versions. The regular Fenix 3 and then this one, which is the Fenix 3 Sapphire, comes with a lot harder glass surface, so it's going to resist scratches much better. And then they also just released their Garmin Fenix 3 HR, which would have the heart rate tracking built in. It'll track your heart rate on your wrist. Generally with things like Fitbit, HR, and other things like that that track your heart rate, you do have to crank it down on your wrist. You can, however, hook this to like a chest heart rate monitor, which would work much better. So I really don't see the need for the HR, but nevertheless, it is nice that this is the Sapphire version. I actually set it on the back of my toilet. It slipped off, fell on the tile floor face down, and it didn't scratch the screen at all. So that is really nice. I think it's going to hold up quite well. The bezel does have a few little scratches and scuffs, but that doesn't really bother me. The same thing happened with the Suunto Core. I actually had to replace the bezel. That's why this looks so new, is I did have to replace the bezel because it wouldn't twist, and then it just kept popping off. Sent it right into Suunto. They sent it right back fixed. So one thing that you'll notice right off the bat, and that is awesome about this Fenix 3, is that it's got this transflective display. It works absolutely great in direct sunlight. I'm in direct sunlight right now, and it's very easy to read. It actually works better in much brighter sunlight than it does in a dim room. It does, of course, have a backlight, which you're not going to see right now. It has a nice backlight, so it works really well in really bright conditions and really low light conditions. There is a lot of features on this watch, which we'll go into in a moment, including changing the watch face, changing how the display looks, and things like that. The outside of the watch is very rugged. Like I said, this one has the Sapphire display there, has a nice case to it, nice big buttons which work when using gloves. Nice band. You can get this band in different colors. You can actually get, I think, leather and cloth bands for it as well. It does have a 300 milliamp USB rechargeable battery, so that's nice. You can just recharge it back up. It lasts up to about 3 weeks, and I find I get 2 weeks with getting notifications, having the Bluetooth on, and things like that. So that's excellent. You get a lot more time on it than I ever got with a standard activity tracker. It is waterproof up to 100 meters. There's all your sensors there. So just overall great fit and finish. It's very light, and I don't even know I'm wearing it most of the time, but I am used to wearing a watch. So in addition to it being a great watch, it does have the ABC features, altimeter, barometer, and compass, and then plus it has the built-in GPS. It is a GLONASS GPS that gets the GLONASS reception. It's got an EXO antenna in it, and it works great as far as I can tell. It definitely tracks me on hikes, bike rides, and things like that, and then you can connect it to your smartphone using the Connect IQ app from Garmin, and you can see the map. You can see all the activities. You can even connect this with apps like Map My Fitness, and it'll show your calories and everything like that as well. So for me, it's a fantastic watch. I don't really want an Apple Watch because I don't want to scroll through the news on my phone. I don't want the internet on my phone. I don't want to do Facebook on my phone. But it is nice that this is able to get notifications. So if somebody emails me, somebody texts me, somebody calls me, it's going to alert me on my watch, which is nice because then you don't always have to dig out your phone. So if my watch vibrates, It tells me that I have a text from someone. Either I can reach in my pocket and get my phone, or I can continue on with what I was doing. So I like the fact that it is a smartwatch, but it doesn't have all those extra features that are only going to kill the battery life, and you know, things that I just wouldn't do on my watch anyway. If I want to read the news or do Facebook, I'm going to pull out my phone or get on the computer. So I can scroll up and down here using the up and down arrows through my different widgets that I have set up. The first one is today's step goals. The temperature, obviously my finger's right on the sensor, so it's acting like it's warmer than it is. You can get the weather, you can get notifications. Like I said, it connects right to your phone, so you get those notifications. And then the electronic compass, which works really, really well. Shows you your day, so it shows the activity that I did today, which was a bike ride, number of steps I've taken, number of calories I have left that particular activity. I can go into that particular activity. By clicking on it, we can see the details of it. It shows you your ascent, shows everything like that. We can go back. I can see a map, and I can zoom in on that map, which is nice, and then I could track back as well, which is very cool. Now it's obviously not going to be as detailed as a handheld GPS. They do make another watch called the Epix, I believe, and one of my buddies just got that, and that one actually has the map. But for me, again, I just wanted the tracking features. I can see the map on a computer or on my phone. So again, like I said, we could track back or we could delete it. We'll just go back out to the main menu here. So as I said, I can't show you everything that this watch does, but those are some of the quick features, and then we'll go into the settings here and I'll show you those different settings. You have battery life there. You can choose to put that on your main display if you want. Like I said, I find that it lasts up to 2 weeks with the Bluetooth on and getting alerts on my phone and tracking weather and doing at least an activity every day, which is either walking the dog, hiking, biking, things like that. So you have your main settings. You have a training mode here. You can set the clock. We can save a location, which is nice because you can set waypoints. You have some navigation features, history, and my stats. The first one here being settings, so we'll go ahead and activate that. Different apps that you can go into and set up differently. So we can go into our biking one, for example. We can set up the way that, we can set the individual settings for that specific activity. Like we could say auto pause, it knows when we stop biking, it'll pause it. So all sorts of stuff that you can go through and do for each of these activities. As I said, you can change your watch face. So we can do digital and analog. We can change the background color. We can change the layout, and you basically just do that by selecting it. It goes back to the front, and then I can just click these different buttons, and it's going to allow me to change the different layouts, whether it's different fonts, different things like that. I'll leave it at that. Select it. We can change the additional data, so that's going to be like our steps and our battery life. We can put that up there. Different ways you can display the date. You can display sunrise, sunset. So basically I like it with just the date up top and the steps down below. So just like that. So we'll select that. You can show or hide status icons. Again, we can change the way our seconds reads out. You can see the little second bar there. You can change it all different ways. So a lot of things you can do to customize this watch and the way it appears. We can switch it to an analog watch face. Go back out here. So a lot of different things, and then of course you could switch all that additional stuff too. Alright, so again, in settings you have apps, watch face, you have widgets. Those are basically the things that I showed you at first, where you can show or hide, whether they're on the screen there. We can show or hide the compass, the altimeter, the barometer, the temperature, all different things. You can have music control, show or hide our weather, calendar, notifications, and then you can move those up and down. So that's nice. You have your different sensors here. You have your compass, your altimeter, your barometer. You can calibrate each of those. Your Bluetooth, you can hook it to your phone. Wi-Fi, you can hook it to your Wi-Fi. It does download firmware updates, which is awesome. It's done 2 firmware updates since I've had it, which is very cool. Activity tracking. Whoops, Let's select it, go back down. I hit the back button by mistake. So you know, you can set up your move alert, so after a period of time, if you're not moving, it'll tell you to move. You can force it into sleep mode, it'll track your sleep. Navigation, you can change you know, the different ways that the navigation is laid out. And then you have your system options, so you can change different things like auto lock, language, time backlight, timeout, sounds. You can see just how good that screen works in direct sunlight. I mean, I can directly point it directly at the sun and you can still make it out. In comparison to my cell phone, for example, you can hardly see it. So if I want to track my hike, for example, I just hit the quick key, select hike. We could select any one of these, but I'll select hike, and then we go ahead and start it. It's going to time us, going to show us our distance. If you want to pause it, you can do so just by hitting the side there, resume it. If you pause it for more than a couple seconds, it'll ask you again whether you want to save it, whether you want to resume later, things like that. You can see that it's activated the GPS. So let's hike for a minute. All right, so roughly half a mile, we can go ahead and stop it. Again, it's going to ask me if I want to save it. This time we're going to go down to TracBack. All right, so I can start heading back towards that location. If I turn and purposely go off course here, you can see that the map changes. So I need to go back this way, and then it's going to tell me I'm on course again. So as long as you keep heading back, even if you take cut-throughs, for example, if it's a loop, it will tell you when you're on course and show you when you're not. So then if we were to get back to our destination, we can just stop our track, and then just like any other activity, it's going to ask us what we want to do. We're going to go ahead and save it. So it'll be saved in there as a hiking activity. We can go to the summary, or we can just click done. It goes right back to the main menu. So this is what the charging cradle looks like. Very simple to use. You just click it in there, hook it into a battery bank or into the wall, computer, for example, anywhere you have USB, and it's going to go ahead and charge up your battery. So as I said, I also really like the notification feature. So no matter what you're doing, your notifications from your phone, as long as it's paired up with your Bluetooth, as you can see there, you have the little Bluetooth indicator. As long as it's paired up with your phone, you're going to get things like email notifications, text message notifications, and incoming call notifications. Very handy so that you don't have to reach down into your pocket. So you can see there, I just got a text from Kristen, so you can clear it out. It also marks it as red on your phone, so that's really nice. And it looks like I also got a email there as well. So you can either clear those out, or you can access them later by just scrolling through your widgets. So right there we can see we have the notifications. Can click on it, can click on one of those, and then, you know, read the text message. Now you can't reply or anything, but that's fine. You know, again, I don't want an Apple Watch. I don't want something that I have to do everything on my phone, but it is nice that I can get the notification and decide whether or not I'm going to pull out my phone. So another thing I want to show you is how it connects to the Garmin IQ app. Basically what it's going to do is it's going to sync to the phone. It does sync throughout the day. When you're on Bluetooth, you can see here it automatically forces a new sync when you launch the app, but the data was already current. So it shows I have 3 activities today, calories that I've consumed today remaining, because it's hooked up with my Fitness Pal. It shows, you know, how many calories I burned in the activities, my step count, sleep timer, things like that. You can go back to basically any day. You have the calendar, news feed. You check out your achievements and things like that. But let's go into like our activities for today. Now you can see that I have 3 different activities that I did. We can go into the cycling one, for example, and it's going to tell me the time, the distance, the calories, and then what's really nice is it gives us a map. So we can look at it as an actual map. We can look at it as a standard map. You know, you can zoom right in, tells you your starting point, your stopping point. So that's really handy as well. I don't need this information on my phone, or on my watch, sorry, but it's nice to have it on the phone. Then of course we had the short little half-mile hike there, which I demonstrated the TracBack. So very cool. It tells the temperature that it was, the device that is giving the information. So very, very cool. And then it totally syncs. So if I go ahead and I delete, let's delete this 0 mile hike here. I believe we just go up here and delete activity. Delete it, then it's going to automatically remove itself out of the watch as well. So that is pretty cool. So as you guys can see, a lot more advanced than my Suunto Core. It has the ABC, but it has the GPS, which makes activity tracking great. I use it all the time for hiking. I find I'm using it for biking. It keeps me active, tells the time, which is great. And then I also like that it gives me the notifications. Again, not in the format where I can scroll through Facebook or, you know, read the news, scroll the internet, but it does give me enough notification to know whether or not I want to pull my phone out of the pocket. The battery life is something else that I have listed as a pro. Lasts a couple weeks before I have to charge it. That display is awesome in direct sunlight. I don't care if it has 1,000,000 pixels. If it doesn't show up in sunlight, it's not for me, and this one definitely does. It's very easy to use. The menus are easy to navigate. So, you know, a lot of pros to this watch. Definitely the one con to this watch is going to be price. I know you guys were waiting for it. The price is up there, and they really don't discount these Garmin watches much. You can find them on Amazon. Again, they have 3 different models. The regular Fenix 3, which is going to run you $499. That's going to be the price on Amazon, or, you know, REI, for example. You can get the Sapphire or the heart rate, the Garmin Fenix 3 heart rate, for the same price of $599. So I have the Sapphire. It's got the nicer glass on it, the Sapphire glass there. It's going to be much more scratch resistant and much more damage resistant. So that's the one I got, $599. Now I do have a discount code from GearBest. I believe it takes it down to like $450 or something like that. I'm going to post that information down below so you can actually get the Sapphire for less money than you'd find the regular Fenix here in the States or on Amazon. So I know there's a lot to this watch. I probably didn't cover it all. There's a lot of information on their website. There's just so much that it can do. If you're a runner, it can track your strides. It can track how often you touch the ground. I mean, it can track all that stuff. You can get additional accessories for it, like the heart rate monitor, which I might get for this. You can get an external temperature sensor. It can control your music player. You know, you can hook it to all sorts of different things. And of course, you can download different apps on it, different watch faces. So it's very cool in that aspect. But for what I do, when I'm out there hiking, when I'm out there biking, I can track it. I can see it right on the apps. It's also the activity tracker, so it tracks my steps. That's not a very big deal to me. I think that's more fun than it is anything else, but it does get me to move, and it is nice to see that stuff on your watch, how many steps you've taken and how active you've been for that day. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me some comments below. Please share this video to anybody that might be interested in a watch like this. And as always, guys, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel for more videos. Hey everyone, it's Ben from Living Survival, and